Hi guys, my name is John Girardi. Um, I am a practicing sex coach for Tantra and sexual doctor, relationships, and traumatization, and a somatic Taoist um, sex massage therapist for women that have been traumatized by anywhere from rape to every other kind of sexual trauma that there is, narcissism, and everything else. Um, I'm a hypnotic sexual relationships doctor and language and NLP master, and I can train hypnosis in certain areas. I'm, you know, this this video is going to probably be I don't know. I guess you could say I'm going to name it this, the sexiest thing ever said. Okay, and the reason why I'm naming that is because of the possibilities of how sex could be way, 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 way past intercourse. But you're going to be achieving them. Okay? So the things that we're going to be speaking about, the categories, is an erotica novel, okay, a novel about sex. The novel can be anything in any way. Storytelling, hypnosis, okay, and how the sexual world is completely brainwashed, okay, where we, go through these these sights that we see as visual knowledge and witnessing, and we are completely confused about how to advance the sexual world. It's a very important thing to understand because it brings about how to have children in other ways, and that's where this Shiva necklace comes into play. Um, you know, Giving birth to an existence um, is a part of Shiva religion and culture. And I have a very strong belief in that. That there is a not necessarily a God, but a being that can give birth to a whole entire existence better than the one before. And that happens to be a certain kind of baby um, that is better than the one before that can also help the human race to advance. But it's not done by sperm, okay? It could be done by shaping a piece of DNA, and it doesn't even have to be DNA from a human. It could really be any source of DNA, and you shape it to have a remarkable child. Um, Disney actually made test tube DNA children to act and fit a show or movie right out of the test tube and stuff. So um, I think actually one of them is Miley Cyrus, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it doesn't really matter. If you aren't Miley, I'm very sorry. I'm just saying. Um, but yes, they're doing it. They're making people out of DNA and they weren't in a mother like a test tube baby, stuff like that. So, but there is other things besides that you can do. Um, you know, Erotica and storytelling hypnosis in any which way, and to have babies without sperm is done with your hands. And the way I look at it in my religious understandings, and I'm not going to call it religion with God or goddesses. I think that Jesus was made by a man's hands, you know, that touched Mary, and I don't even think it was Joe. Okay, that's probably covered up in the religious societies, secret societies, because Joe was completely taken out of the Bible. He was completely taken out. Now, I actually know how to do that. It's the same thing as doing Reiki with your hands, the healing art from Japan. And it's a symbol that you think that's then um, brought to your hand way of healing. If I was to shape a shape on my hand, like the symbol is a shape, okay, and this shape healed and did anything, don't tell me that's fake, okay? Don't you dare, because it happens to be, first of all, the answer to Reiki, second of all, the answer to getting women pregnant in another way, and it can also do anything. A shape, by the shape, does the achievement. It's shaped in a certain manner to then do something by the shape, okay? Now, this is a very real thing. At the same time, you know, sex is very, very, very misunderstood, and the possibilities on how to do it. Okay, now I have a way of doing this for myself, and the confusion is that the confusion for people with sex is that the CIA hypnotizes you in school. They already know what you're going to do as a through social psychology and sociology and social instances, circumstances. Okay, so everything you see as a kid, you believe. Okay, and everything you see in school, you think you're supposed to know, so you can follow the sexual way when you become 15 years old. Okay, 16, 17 years old. That's my telephone, don't worry about it. 17 years old, and you start to have sex with your girlfriend and boyfriend. And you have intercourse, not any other way of sex.
Hello. Please leave a message
Okay.
after the tone.
So really, it's should be done. You're completely hypnotized and brainwashed. Sorry about the phone call. You're completely hypnotized and brainwashed to follow a set rule to fuel the economy and every other thing on this planet in the mother nature, have intercourse, ba ba ba, hypnotized way that you're in. Now, that said, it's a label, okay? That is the label you set yourself to understand. That a woman, when you look at them, it's almost like their body talks. Their skin says, and as you, called attraction, okay? And you look at their butt and you say, I want to squeeze their butt or have backside sex with them. And their clothes seem like they're talking at you. Since when does skin talk, a butt, and the whole entire woman's body and hair, okay, is saying, I have a nice body, fuck me? No, there's no such thing as it. I am a natural doctor. Don't tell me your skin talks. I'm not an idiot, okay? Attraction is not real, all right? Love, in the same way. I want to make love to my wife because she looks lovely, because she's wearing a white dress with light blue flowers on it, okay? And this dress is talking at you like clothes speak English. But if you go to China and you look at a Chinese woman and you don't even fucking know Chinese and they don't know English, their bodies are going to say, Chitao wakaka. And it's going to say that our clothes are going to talk in her ass and her hair. And it's going to say, I want to fuck the Chinese chick. I don't think so. Okay? You're brainwashed completely. That has nothing to do with the human body. Ego is not human. Egomaniac is not human. Okay? An ego is not a body part. Okay? At all. So when you blindfold somebody in, say, my tantric relationship coaching, okay, if I was to do it in my house here and go through a blindfold session where you're holding your partner that's blindfolded from behind, let your hands go so they go through a trust and they fall backwards into your arms. Okay? The blindfold, they ain't looking at you. They can't see your face say, I'm handsome, kiss my nose. Okay? No. They're blindfolded. So that trust is now a real base fact on nature and the nature of Tantra and the nature of people. It doesn't matter what sex art you study, the nature of people, okay, has very serious things to understand that nobody understands because you're brainwashed by the hypnotics of school, teaching, and social ways and labeling. Nothing about any kind of sexual thing and giving birth to a baby and how to get women pregnant should be labeled in any way, shape, or form. There's no reason for it, okay, at all, because we need to know how to have a baby that never gets sick. This means we won't ever get sick. This means the baby will be brilliant and we can have peace on this fucking planet already because the baby becomes president or finds up a brand new invention, not artificial intelligence that helps us. Yeah, I think you're waking up now. Now, the erotica is your own erotica, but any novel of erotica and book can be written in any way to be fact, not fiction. And the reason is when you combine erotica writing, stories, and storytelling hypnosis, okay, with the fact, and I didn't say this fact yet, okay, and you are going to love me for telling you this fact. When you add these three things together, I'm going to give you the last one. We got the erotica book that you're writing, the storytelling hypnosis, and naming the book and the story and the whole entire three of them put together has nothing, okay, nothing to do with words. Okay? But the reason is because love language and linguistics is not necessarily words. Okay? People don't even know this exists because of the hypnotizing label of school, and you think that a woman's hair is talking when it falls into her face and says, look at how beautiful this is, as you, because you're attracted to it. Okay? Hair doesn't talk, dude. Okay? Skin does not talk. Mouths talk. Okay? Clothes do not speak English. Oh, that suit looks so good on you. What the fuck does that mean? You can't tell. The suit's not talking. You don't look handsome. Says, I look handsome. The suit, I look handsome. No. Okay? There's no color on it that's speaking. There's no shape that's talking. Okay? No such thing as it at all. Okay? And I'm not ranking on you at all. I'm trying to teach you. And you know what? I'm going to be a little stern because it needs to get done. Okay, now, the last one, we got the erotica book. We have the hypnosis storytelling, the language of love as not words. No words. Okay? Then you name the book and the story so they both get done, so it's real life, and sex is anything, okay? But this is the thing. It could be a certain color, shade that does it, okay? It could be a certain number type, okay? Like a certain type of a number one. Not the number one on the planet, a number one. It could be a certain shape, color, number, symbol, shape, okay? An art painting that when you buy the sequence you painted the art in, it does for you as the book. You're going to live as this book, okay? But the name of the book, and there's no other name to the book, is I Have Sex and Do Sex and Sexy in any way there is that does not involve the labeling of a person, like their body talks with their clothes. And when they dance, they're doing something with their body where they're talking their body right at you, okay? And it's also you at the same time, this talking female body, all right? If you never noticed, when you're thinking about a girl, thinking about when you're alone, when you're thinking about a girl, don't you think that you are that girl? Think about this for a second. You are that girl. Well, how the fuck are you going to think about the girl? Unless you say to yourself, which is part of the book you're going to be living of Erotica, that you are not part girl in any which way, shape, or form. And the thoughts are actually doing that fact. Then think about chicks all you want. But when you start thinking you're part of a girl, like you're part of her body, how do you think transsexuals happen? Okay? That's how it happens. And they get all fucked up doing drugs also and all this other shit like ecstasy. Okay? Now I can teach you many, many ways of becoming the sexiest person on the face of the earth. Okay? I love to do it. Alright? I've had some sexual issues when I was a kid. Alright? They're completely gone, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it drove me to be who I am today. Okay, and I will never stop doing it, because when I'm 95 years old and you're wondering about intercourse when you can't have it anymore, I can massage a 45-year-old woman with my hands and do better than orgasm, because there's no such thing as science. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying this is because when you're writing the erotica book and it's thinking, I mean, you write one all you want, and you're doing the storytelling hypnosis and naming the book, by the fact that this is not words. Your body is not words. Okay? Your body is not words. That means, science is not real, because your body is color, so your art. Your body has 10 fingers with 2 hands, so that's mathematics. And your body is a shape, so that's geometry. This does motion and notion, okay? By your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and your thinking notion of your brain and how your brain notions. Your heart, okay? Your circulatory system, okay? Also, everything about your body. Okay? This is sex. This is sex. You cannot say that when you witness that woman in front of you, or man, excuse me, that they're not a color, shape, and mathematics right in front of you. First of all, it's called mathematical biology. Second of all, it's called geometric biology. And third, it's called art biology. Have you ever heard of art therapy? Because it's a way to help your brain, okay? Because your brain is art, because it's a color and a shape, okay? And numbers, because you got 60 trillion brain cells, okay? They study it in school, thank you. So when you look at somebody, I want you to look at their color and their shape and their mathematics, and they won't know you're doing it. You'll know when they're telepathically fucking with your head because they're a drug and alcohol sleazoid that's a fucking pig and they don't know what they're doing. That's another point. And I'm going to say it like that. Okay? When you don't understand that drugs and alcohol fuel the economy and they do it on purpose, that drugs and alcohol are a very, very, very serious subject to speak about. Okay? Because they're hypnotics. Every single one of them. Drugs and alcohol, sex is a hypnotic. Okay? Psychological medicine, body medicine, herbs, and natural medicine and Chinese medicine, acupuncture, acupressure, any kind of thing, food and water and iced tea. Any beer, anything is a hypnotic. Okay, having the AIDS virus is a hypnotic. Any kind of sick way you can think of, the coronavirus is a hypnotic. Regular cold, skin problems is all hypnotics done to you by the whole bullshit way of the CIA and the president trying to run the economy. And this all has to be said about how you're going to live as a piece, and I'm going to say it like that, a piece of do anything sexy and sex. Okay? And I'm going to tell you in the next half hour of the video how to do it. Okay? With the storytelling, the erotica book, naming the erotica book, okay? And the fact that in the book of any around sex, except for intercourse, okay? Any around sex, and the story of hypnotics that you're going to use, and the naming, and the answer is going to be about how you look with that color, mathematics, and shape with the senses and the psychic ways, okay, and the thinking. Now, when I'm 95 years old, I'm still going to be having sex. I'm going to be doing it with my hands better than an orgasm because I can motion and notion a vagina around by my hand, with my hand, and from my hand better than an orgasm. Okay? So that's the book that I want you to write, the things in it. Okay, now let's start to help you really severely now and understand that how you name the book is not words. Now let's start doing the teaching on how to be an erotica book, okay? A storytelling hypnosis mastermind. All right, nonverbal hypnosis, which is hypnosis without words, and then the love language without words. Okay. Now the first thing I want you to understand, all right, is that you're not perfect and never will be. Okay, there's no such thing as the stuff, but we would be living it here and we would have done it by now. Okay, it's not real. So we're just going to throw it away like it never even existed, the word perfect, and just in our own manner, okay, our own definition, all right, our own woman and man, okay, and our own answering way, like our own language, okay, is the language of sexy and better than sexy and better than love, but it's not words. It goes by a certain type of number one, certain color. Okay, but if we define it in such a way, okay, we first have, if we're going to use words, don't get me wrong, but I do not want you to do that. But that's up to you. Okay? If you use words, you are not words, though. Just like I was saying, the body does not speak words. Okay, when you look at a woman again, or a man, they don't say, their flesh and clothes and hair are not saying, I look handsome, come over here and grab my balls and play with them. No, they don't say that. Okay? You're not gonna go as a word. You're gonna go by, from, and with words, not as them. Okay? And that's fine if you want to do that. Okay? But they also have to do this one fact, and the areas from this one fact. How, as the word, the facet entail does result, cause entail does affect. Okay? How the word is, not what it is, can come up with a pill. You have to affect the outside world if you're going to use a how and a as word. It's not a what word. You're never going to do it. It's a how the word is and how the word does. But you have to affect the outside world. Okay? I'm saying this because you can come up with a pill by that how as word that you put in your mouth, and you can do this whole entire video. Okay? By the pill. But it's an example, but you have to affect that the pill is the outside world. It's also a snake charm. I was going to start at the end of the video with the snake charming. Snake charming is anything, by the way. I'm doing it right now to you. Okay, when you draw on a piece of paper. The paper and the drawing is the snake, and you're the drawing snake charmer. When you're on a computer, you're the snake charmer, and the computer is the snake. When you are being intimate, your partner is the snake, and you are the snake charmer. Okay? Can't get away from it. And anything you do, if you try to get away from snake charmer, you'll crack up. You're never going to do it. If you're a mental patient in a hospital, you're snake charming something. Okay? It's probably not real because you're having a schizophrenic breakdown. Okay? But you're still doing it. You're still charming a snake, or trying to. Okay? That's why you got to take your meds and do it for real. And then snake charm for real. Okay? Now, snake charming is your how as thinking like a certain type of a number one or a how as word. Okay? And you're charming the book and the hypnosis and that non-word love language or any adore language or cherish or sexy or make love and stuff like that. It doesn't have a language. It doesn't have a word to it. Okay? The reason why is the motion and notion of shape, art, and mathematics, which is your body. And then when you are engaging in sexual ways, any sexual art on the planet, I don't know, or I don't care, or one you find your own way. Neuro massage, I don't care. Find an art form, that's fine. Okay? You're going to be doing like a snake slither or caress type style in a certain facet, in a certain cause, entails, does affect. That's not words. That's not words at all. That's that love language that isn't words. Okay? Now, you don't have to necessarily do a certain type of snake slither that gets things done. Okay? But that's the motion and notion of of shape, art, and mathematics. I used a snake as an example that, say, was massaging you by a serpent masseuse. That's real. It has still today. They massage you with pythons. Okay, so this is the cool part. Now, if you can do that part, then you can do any part with your hands and your body. Okay. Then there's Shiva. You can massage yourself. Okay? First, to manifest anything you wish about this whole entire video. You'll manifest how you want to write the book, how the book is going to get done, how the hypnosis is going to get done, okay, and the language of non-words of love, or anything you want. When you massage yourself down your leg in a certain sequence, you will affect a woman from far away. Okay? I would suggest that you massage yourself so she thinks that you understand all of this first, because that's a certain type of rape. Okay? And no, don't go there, of course. Okay? The next thing is that when you massage yourself, when you're by yourself, man or woman, it doesn't matter. The reason you're doing it is to hypnotize, or, when you go to a bar, everybody will be attracted to you. Not attracted, but they will look at you like you're a special person. Okay? And you have a serious sexual way about yourself. All right? That massage is not controlling them. You're guiding them, and they don't even know. Okay? And when you do it about yourself. Don't annoy their body. That's another way. This can also get them pregnant from far away. Okay? You can use acupressure to do this. Acupressure in a certain order that gets a woman pregnant is getting a woman pregnant. Acupuncture can do it. Massaging in a certain sequence, like I'm just saying, can do it. Okay, this brings about the fact that if you could do it from far away, then you could do it when you're close to them. All right? Now, this brings about the use of your hands. Okay? Your hands are the most important thing you have. Okay? Your brain is number 2. Alright? I know that sounds funny. But when it comes to sex, alright, you can't have sex like you think without your hands. Alright? And this has nothing to do with intercourse, by the way. So don't go there and be a dick, because that's not how I meant. Okay? Anybody could have sex, intercourse without hands. Okay? That doesn't necessarily, it's not what I'm talking about, because sex that has a limitation. That's what this video is all about. You have an ejaculation orgasm, and that's it. It's done. Okay? No, you want better than that. And this has no limits my way. Okay? So, how you guide your hands by your thought and by words will do the whole video. Okay? So it's your body is full in one unit. Your biology is not separate from your psychology. Okay? It's a CIA cover-up so they can fucking make money again. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Your body, like this, it guides it. So, like, if you're a construction worker and you were building a house, your how as thinking and word, just like I say, it developed a pill. It's a how as pill and does how as things when you eat it and put it in your mouth. You will shape your house that you're building so when you're inside of it, you are doing anything. And add sex to that, by the way, if you're a construction worker and or anybody else, because it's a very good explanation, and massage yourself to then do it. Okay? Use the massage instead of building the house. All right? Now, the book, the Erotica book, the storytelling, hypnosis, and then the language of non-words. Okay? Love language. And the use of your hands. Okay? The book is about the use of your hands by the certain type of a number one, that you can do any sexual thing you wish. Okay? But the sex that you're having, like say you're giving a ceremonial tantric vaginal massage, a yoni massage, okay, or you're doing tantra from a distance, giving your partner a full body orgasm, okay, without touching them, which is the snake charming ceremony, okay, that you will do better than giving them an orgasm, because you're actually going now in a specialized sequence of snake dancing and charming your wife and husband to where they have better by sequence entails, the way the sequence is done and entails does affect and result. Okay? And it gets better and better. But as the sex is getting done, you're achieving anything. Okay? That better than orgasm, better than that. Better by each sequence you do the yoni massage in or any other kind of sexual way you want to do. Kama Sutra, if you were to have Kama Sutra engagement and they had their legs shaped up in an Indian style up the way they do it, and you did a certain sequence inside of them according to how they're shaped, you will do anything. Okay, but then you can, it's for orgasm, and doing anything with intercourse doesn't exist because you have to have an ejaculation. Okay, so what you want to do is shape the Indian style Kama Sutra way and use your hand better than intercourse and orgasm, and then you will do anything anyway. And I'm not talking about turning into a fucking couch, okay? I'm talking about anything is sex. Okay, first of all, if you're going to be a wise ass and tell me you want to be a money making machine, okay, well, if you don't believe in skin war, I'm doing better than sex, so I'm going to turn into you can do anything, you turn into a table. You want to turn into a table? You're going to die trying, because if you do it, you're a piece of wood then, and you're not a human anymore. So it's not even real at the same time, because when you change into the wood, you're not a human, so you have nothing to go by anymore, so it won't even work. It's a skinwalking insanity. Okay? Skinwalking is about things that are alive, not dead, and metal that isn't even any kind of natural thing to say. Now, because I'm a skinwalker and you don't even know. At the same time, doing better than intercourse to also have a baby by that vaginal massage with it and from it is real. Okay? Now, there is a category and a study I want to tell you about. And one is called the cool out session, okay, that would like to explain. The cool out session of hypnosis is doing anything, okay, with hypnosis and hypnotics from a realm I know about. And in this realm, they're Demok masters, okay, but they're also wastoids. That's all they do is get wasted, do hypnosis because hypnosis getting wasted is hypnotics, and hypnosis literally, okay. They also use their hands and fingers to do anything, and they conversate like this all fucking day long. If somebody gets out of hand, they whack them with their finger and straighten them up. It's a straightening up tool. The purpose of this realm is to get as wasted as possible because they're immortal, okay? And they have conversations about how to be like an anything peyote person without taking it into their mouth. Okay? To understand that this realm, okay, there's no evil there, there's none of that stuff. Okay? There isn't even, there's no gods, there's no goddesses. Okay? Religion is like worshiping a tiger, and it's not even a god, it's just religion. Okay? Now, you can do this. Alright? In the things that you put into hypnosis, like the cool out session, the cool out session is to conversate on how to be like that realm. Okay? And it's very enjoyable. Alright? The next one is that you wanna understand that the things you put with hypnosis is going to be the answers to your life. Okay? Now, like, if you wanted to outdo military intelligence analysm, like you're better than that, and nobody or anything can do anything about it, like it's the answer to absolutely anything. But you're using hypnotics. And it actually is a certain type of a peyote how is thought that you have as your head and as your thought. I'm sure not your head. How you use it though to do it. Okay? Then you did it. There's nothing anybody can do about it. But it's also hypnosis. So it could just be a hypnosis thought. Like people don't even believe in hypnosis thoughts. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Hypnosis is anything. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay? A hypnosis how as thought will do this whole video and you're done, boom, bang, boom, boom. But I'm doing this, I want you to throw into hypnosis the things that need to be with it. I'm an achievement hypnotist instructor, but I do it in a certain manner. My facet that entails, that does result, is how things appear. Okay? In any which way there is. X-rays of your insides appear in front of you. There is no such thing as the intuitive inner self. Ever. You have to learn this. If you were to shape a pendulum in a certain manner, it will do this erotica video. A hypnosis how as thought. I live my life by this every day. Now, the ending of the book and the beginning of the book, erotica book, will help you to write the middle of it. The name of the book is how you achieve the book. Don't use a word. You can use all the words you want, okay, to write the book. Do any kind of fuck story you want, and say fuck is not intercourse. I don't care if you use the word fuck. First of all, that's gross, and second of all, use the word fuck like when you go up your wife's boob, okay? She goes through the most sexual thing in the history of mankind that is better than having an orgasm during sex called fucking. You understand how I mean? The name of the book is a certain type of the number one. Excuse me, a number one. It isn't even here, and it can never be words, so the name doesn't get fucked up of the book. So it turns into words. It won't ever turn into words. Okay? You do any storytelling hypnosis by my cool out session example. Okay? Welcome to real life, dude. Welcome to real life. I do this every day. I don't have a girlfriend. Want to know why? Because I fuck the shit out of the hottest women in the world, literally, with my hands from a distance every 10 minutes of the day. I do it all day long. I haven't had sex, and I'm a sexual coach since I was 24 years old. Because I don't give a fuck. If I massage my dick by myself better than having an orgasm. Okay, and better, and better, and better. I'll do it all I want. I'm not masturbating. I'm massaging myself as a tantric therapist, to say. Okay? But it is to go through the things that I'm telling you in this video about a book called an Erotica fuck book, a storytelling hypnosis, and nonverbal hypnosis is that certain type of the number one, excuse me again, a number one, the number one that does it, or not the number one, but a number one, that this book is named so you do what the fuck you want and how the fuck you want to do it. But don't have intercourse. You're not going to achieve it. I don't care how many times you try. It's never going to work because you're going to get to that point where you're about to achieve anything and it's going to shut down because you just shot a load in your wife and gave her a baby by accident, of course, unless you have a condom on, okay? And you say, fuck, I gotta try again. Every single day for the rest of your life until you can't get a hard on no more. Or you're going to listen to me and you're going to be fucking your wife when you're 150 years old with your hands. And this can make them immortal and grow them down and be healthy the way they should. You'll be, if you're 85 years old and you're listening to this video right now, or any other age, you'll be young again. 25 years of age, you just look old. That's it. No shit. You'll clear out your heart, okay? You'll fix your mental problems. You'll fix your body parts of however's wrong with you, okay? Because sex is a tool. If I want, there's a fucking gorgeous girl down the block that I know, right? I know, you know. If I was to go, again, asshole, get off me. Why? You know, no, not right now. I'm doing a video. Really? Yeah, that feels good. Just leave me alone. Okay. That was not me. I'm not crazy. That was her, right? Dave's wife, John, leave me alone. Okay. She knows how to fucking telepathically talk to me because I taught her with a massage. I just did. I fucking swear to God, if you don't believe me, okay, she's going to get pissed off because she knows how to have kids with her fucking hands now because I taught her how to do it. So, you know, when you do that, you'll make yourself young. Okay? You'll clean out your heart. You'll fix your problems. Okay? Now, can you please stop bothering me? I'll do it later. Yeah, I'm throwing my voice. Yeah. Dave's not home. I don't care. I'm doing a video, and I'm trying to show them that I can do it for real. Well, you did it, love. Thank you, baby. So, this is the thing. The way you do this, okay, was the whole video. That's the erotica book right there, my man. Was that words? Nope. And if she was right here, I could do better and better because she knows how to notion around. I told you to stop. Well, I'll stop. I promise. All right. She does, though, as you can see. I notioned her around in her house, okay, because my body is one whole unit, okay, and it was a hypnosis sequence that I did, okay. So, that's the end of the video. How you name a book, an erotica book, also nonverbal hypnosis, okay, storytelling hypnosis, all right, how as words in the book, but you name the book in the love language of non-words. You name the book with this so the book gets done. And sex can be done in any way you wish except intercourse. Can you please not right now? Yeah. Okay? Literally, dude. So, is that the coolest thing you ever heard? And the sexiest thing you ever heard? Because of how you're going to become. It's not become what you think. It's become how you think. And it's not hard to do. You have to know the appear way of your body and how to use it. That I'm gonna end this on a session of how I would talk to you in hypnotherapy and Ayurvedic DNA medicine as a therapist. Okay? I just taught you that the art of your body and the mathematics and the geometry and your senses, your eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and thinking and notioning your brain does. Okay? Welcome to DNA. But it's how this DNA is. So if I shaped my fingers like this, okay, my DNA, my genetics, forget about my genetics. It's gone. I could store any information I want in my DNA and genetics to be however I wish. It's actually a skinwalking tool. But at the same time, you have to understand that the howism things of that art, geometry, and mathematics is better than regular genes combined with the body. Okay? As soon as that is explained in an Ayurvedic session, I actually just cured the person, including their brain damage, okay, with an Ayurvedic psychotherapy explanation of a DNA expert. How you feed your DNA will outdo then on the appearance of your body. If you fed the fact that your hand is one shape, of one color, and 5 fingers, and the how to just that will fix your whole entire body, outdo your DNA. It'll still be there, don't get me wrong, but you outdid it to where you can have a specialized baby with your hands. It'll fix the DNA the gene problem. I don't believe in genetic problems because I know how to do how I'm saying. I can cure anything with this that's a genetic problem. Okay? Now, the main example I'm going to use here this is for women. Okay? Instead of getting pregnant by sperm, you're going to use your hands. If men go extinct, what are you going to do? If men go extinct, how are you going to have babies? You're not going to have sex with a gorilla, a monkey, or a cave dude. First of all, you'll catch a disease and die. and it's not going to work anyway. A German scientist kind of ruined that fact of evolution. Okay, he tried to impregnate a woman with ape sperm, and it didn't work for 2 years, and he got kicked out of science forever. Okay, they're going to use their hands, the women, to get pregnant. Okay, or an herbal supplement that they make that's never been here before, or a medicine at the hospital. Okay, they're going to use their hands to do that to boot. Okay, now the way is to feed the howness of how their body appears. One is so they don't only have girls all the time. They can finally have a guy, a male, by the certain type of DNA that's fed into every single cell of their body. And this is the transformational way of transformational medicine. And that's just the way it goes. This is how you feed into the book. Yeah, the Erotica book at the same time. And then you will say, holy shit. And when you do this whole transformational thing I just said, and you do the massage to do it, okay, if you want to use that, or acupuncture or acupressure in a certain order to do so, and I walked over to her house, John, enough. And then I say I walked down, I'm not going to Timbers down the block, that place is a shithole, but say I went over there, okay? I do it all the time, when I go there for certain things. They cannot stop looking at me. I have glasses, they're going to think I'm a geek. Nope. Nope. They look at me like, and literally, I've had people look at me, women whip their fucking husband right in the fucking face with their hair because they hate the guy so much because he doesn't know how I know. Literally. And I'm not doing this on purpose. This is how the fuck I am. I'm a relationships and sex mastermind. Okay? And I always was. But at the same time, I want to bring it into therapy and therapeutic ways as a sex doctor. And this means having babies at the same time and specialized children. Okay? You don't even know that when aliens had sex with people, women here, they had something called a star child. A star child is half alien and half female human. Okay? They're here on Earth. Look them up on your phone because they're here. They do special things that humans cannot do. This video, now you can, and have a star child without being an alien because you use your hands in a certain manner on your wife and you had a baby that literally can do fucking anything it wants. And the woman and the man will change into this way of life because you actually impregnated your wife. Buy it. And it'll get better and better. That's just why you don't want to do this. You want to know why? And I'm going to tell you why. Because you're a fucking beer homosexual and all you want to do is say you're not a faggot by shooting a load all fucking day. That's why. You can't come up with these answers because you're a fag from drinking too much. 3/4 of the world is. And I don't give a shit how you think. 100% of this planet is the narcissist. Literally. Okay? It's done by mistake. It's done on purpose. Okay? Nobody is perfect. And most of the men and women on this planet are fucking beer fags and beer lesbos, but they're not to the point like you think where they can't even hardly function and all they want to do is fuck guys in the ass like some crackhead from ancient Rome with makeup all over his face like a lunatic because he's wasted on everything you can possibly imagine. Alright? It's called a beer queer, by the way, and a beer les. That's how it happened to them. Okay? Literally. And you don't want to go there. And you don't want to be that either. But you are. And you don't even, And you think that's how murderers fucking get. Murdering psychology, they're fags, like Jeffrey Dahmer. If I kill the guy and eat his dick, I'm not a faggot anymore. That's what he's thinking. But he's fucking crazy and worships the devil at the same time. Criminal psychology, yeah. Okay? So, that's the end of the video. If you can't handle getting wasted anymore, then stop doing it. In such a sense, it's not even real to get wasted. Okay? If you were to try my cool out session, okay, I want you to test yourself out after the video is done. Watch it again, get some points here and there, okay? Now, an adult is how I want you to be, not a grown-up, okay? Your brain doesn't surpass your body and say, you have to grow up because you're Mr. Psyche, it's what you're going to be. No, I don't think so. Okay, there's no such thing as it. All right? Your brain and your body is one whole unit working together. That's the end of it. Okay? Your brain helps to heal your body, and your body helps to heal your brain. Okay? So, this is what I want you to do. An adult is a master of people, places, and things. I don't care if you're the sickest psychiatric patient in the hospital right now on earth, but you're not a devil worshiper, we'll say. Okay? And you're a master of people, places, and things, but you're a sick puppy. That dude is an adult. If you're a drinker and you're addicted to alcohol, and you're a master of people, places, and things, you're an adult, and that's the end of it. If you're not those two things, if you're not a master of people, places, and things, and you're in a psych ward, and you're out, get yourself some help for real, in such a way so you can become a master of people, places, and things, which is an adult. Okay? I want you to do this as an adult. Think of the how peyote thought, and don't do drugs. Don't do it, peyote, so you can do this entire video. You can use words if you want to. It's a how-as word where you're actually coming up with your own type of peyote. You can become a deadly weapon like this if you want to. A sexual way, like I just said. A cool-out session person. You could do shamanistics, or I don't care what subject you choose. Something you're good at. Okay? And snake charm all you wish with this piece of a certain type of peyote. If you're trying to cure your problems mentally, go right ahead. If you're trying to get rid of a skin problem, go right ahead. Use this video to help you to come up with that certain type of peyote. Or something you're involved in. Medicine, if you're a doctor, I don't care. Okay? Use something that you're involved in. Alright? Like a certain Dorito. I don't even care. But it will work. Alright? You have to do the video with it, though. If you're thinking of a certain type of a Dorito, it has to help your hands. It has to write the book. It has to name the book so it's not words. Alright, so that's the end of the video. And I will talk to you another time. I hope you enjoyed. Later.